Good evening, everyone. Things continue to look up for the oil and gas industry in terms of regaining lost exploration and production tempo occasioned by COVID-19 and shutdown of oil wells. Momentum is picking up to ramp up oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day by end of 2021. The story has got plenty of attendant, authentic, factual details for international investment, attention and attraction, among others, as GMD Mele Kyari engages international media. The National Oil Company advocates homegrown technology to improve performance and carbon footprint reduction as Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists (NAPI) converges to deliberate on petroleum exploration and production in a new world. The takeaways in this story and the package are quite a lot. Plus, Netco did not go to school in Lagos this time around. This NNPC subsidiary is engaging young engineers on cost engineering principles. That's the outlook. The details will occupy our attention for the next 25 minutes or thereabout. My name is Akin Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas 4.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. NNPC go bring fuel for all motorists.
NNPC say them get fuel jabrata for ground. So therefore, no buy black market, no do panic buying, and no fuel day we go round.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
The Group Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Madam Mele Kyari, has said that Nigeria will ramp up oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day by the end of 2021, as against the 1.45 million barrels per day in September 2021. The NNPC GMD CEO said this in an interview with Bloomberg Television at the sidelines of the Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference, ADIPEC 2021. He noted that in spite of this projection, Nigeria can easily attain its maximum crude oil production capacity of 2.5 million barrels per day with the combined production of crude and condensates. Kyari said, quote, "It is obvious that by the close of the year, we would get back to the 1.8 million barrels per day of crude oil only. As you may be aware, when we mention these figures, I am talking about crude oil only." End of quote. He said that at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, Nigeria shut down some of its wells and they naturally are yet to get back to their full production capacities. Kyari, however, said that NNPC is assiduously working towards bringing the facilities back to optimal production before the end of the year. The GMD further explained that the COVID-19 pandemic and the lack of clarity in the sector led to drought in investment in the Nigerian oil sector. This situation, he said, has been corrected with the newly enacted Petroleum Industry Act 2021, which provides ample investment opportunities in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Still engaging with the media, the GMD CEO threw more light on the present realities in the Nigerian petroleum industry.
It's been a challenging last couple of years. How's it going for you at the moment?
I think we're at the threshold of history. Our country has changed. Essentially, our industry has changed because we have a new legislation that has brought clarity to how we do our business, a much more competitive fiscal environment, a much more modern regulatory environment. And we're seeing the outcome of all this coming up. Our partners are coming in to invest, particularly in the deep water. Very clearly it's happening now. And also, there are a lot of efforts that are going on to bring back all of our production that we have lost away. It's a very exciting time for our country.
And when it comes to energy transitions, what are the challenges around that?
I think the key challenge around energy transition is financing what you have to do today, which is to finance the production of gas and also consumption of gas in the best possible manner. And of course, you can't produce blue hydrogen without actually properly also producing it itself. So the key challenge will be financing and also realization that countries have different circumstances, jurisdictions have different kinds. We can't move at the same pace. We have different exposures, and of course, handling it must be in a very different manner. And I'm not sure this is very properly appreciated.
And technology is a big driver for business these days. What sort of tech are your clients expecting from you and how are you implementing it?
I think AI is the way to go in the future. We saw this coming, but currently we're at the basic level. And also, we're making every effort to make sure that we automate our system and our processes. We make use of the best technology that is available. Good enough for our country. We are starting from almost from ground zero in most of Saharan African countries. And therefore, carbon production systems, petroleum system will now be based on the best of technology that is available. And clearly, the emissions will be quite low in the current circumstance.
And what are your thoughts off the back of COP26?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for the world. Climate change is real. It's a real problem in the world. And of course, all of us must work together to make sure that we achieve the net zero by 2050. For some countries, 2060, yes. But obviously, it's a step that we must take. And I think it's a good development.
And how important are events like ADIPEC, and how has your experience been?
ADIPEC has brought on the table all key players, from the operating companies to contractors to producing companies to financing institutions, and everybody on the table to realize that we all need to work together to make sure that we achieve the net zero by 2050 or shortly after that.
The NNPC Limited has signed a $1.04 billion finance package with the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, to boost its operations. The billion-dollar deal, which was signed at the recently concluded Intra-Africa Trade Fair IATF in Durban, South Africa, is designed to boost the nation's tax revenues and foreign currency receipts, while creating thousands of jobs in the oil and gas value chain. Mr. Umar Ajia, Chief Financial Officer of the NNPC, who signed the deal on behalf of the National Oil Company, provides insight on the finance package in a chat with Oil and Gas Forum in Abuja.
This is a forward sale agreement of crude oil. Essentially, it's like a 5-year transaction whereby we take the funds today and they will be paid with crude oil liftings over the tenure of the facility. Essentially, it's money we need today to invest today for tomorrow's oil. And for us, the core focus for our company is upstream. Upstream development of oil and gas, and also adding value to that output. Adding value to that output means refining the crude, converting the gas into other products like fertilizer and methanol to be able to add value and maximize value from our natural resources.
While lauding the deal as very innovative, Benedict Orama, president of Afreximbank, explained that the decision to support NNPC with the facility was buoyed by the need to adopt a balanced approach in the ongoing climate change debate. He added that the majority of the continent who are underdeveloped still depend on fossil fuel for survival and should not be punished for the mistakes of others. Quote, stopping development for parts of Africa today to achieve a clean environment for the whole world tomorrow is utterly foolhardy. End of quote. The Intra-African Trade Fair IATF 2021 is a 7-day Pan-African cross-sector trade fair aimed at sharing trade, investment and market information of African countries to buyers, sellers, investors and the global trade market. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC) has called on the Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists (NAPI) and other stakeholders in the petroleum industry to focus on developing homegrown technology solutions that can improve performance and reduce carbon footprint in oil and gas operations. The Group Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC Limited, Malamele Kyari, gave the charge in a virtual goodwill message to the 39th NAPI Annual International Conference and Exhibition under the theme, Petroleum Exploration and Production in a New World, What Next After the Global Crisis? The NNPC GMD CEO said it has become imperative for the industry in Nigeria to embrace the new realities of the post-COVID-19 operating environment. This, he said, can be achieved by improving on technology beyond the traditional seismic way of exploration in a manner that will support the federal government in its climate change mitigation measures. He stated that one of the key challenges to the campaign for reduced greenhouse gas emissions was the issue of energy poverty, which was the key basis for President Muhammadu Buhari's advocacy for energy justice at the concluded COP26 Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. Kerry said that while he agrees that the country should transit to a net zero carbon situation by the year 2060, he also added that it was necessary to create a balance by providing the right technology and finances to enable less developed countries bridge the gap and make their own transition at a convenient pace. In line with its commitment to effective implementation and sustained improvement of a quality management system QMS that meets global standards, the Corporate Planning and Strategy CP&S division of NNPC Limited recently joined the corporate world to mark this year's World Quality Week with the theme Sustainability, Improving Our Products, People and Planet. With focus on the impact of quality management on the planet, the environment, social and governance ESG, staff of the CP&S division led by its Group General Manager Mrs. Orishameyiwa Yesa, clad in t-shirts, thronged the main access to the NNPC towers, handing out flyers to workers as they made their way to the office.
Today is World Quality Day. NNPC means quality.
Mr. Olumuyiwa Onodeko, the General Manager, Transformation and Efficiency CP&S Division, speaks on the significance of the QMS Week.
As a result of the services we have respectively rendered to our fatherland and humanity, accordingly, ourselves for more services to our fatherland as never before. To me as an individual, I am pleased to lead the charge so that together with all good men and women, we will lead and reunite Nigeria. We will heal our wounds and prosper our people in the years ahead. I thank you for your attention.
Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. Kerry said that while he agrees that the country should transit to a net zero carbon situation by the year 2060, he also added that it was necessary to create a balance by providing the right technology and finances to enable less developed countries bridge the gap and make their own transition at a convenient pace.